Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities. Because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
Thom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
Get the players more restricted?
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
ESPN is now the home of MLB.tv. If you have the ESPN Unlimited plan, you'll get a $15 discount on the 2026 seasonal MLB.tv package. And if you don't, no problem. When you sign up for MLB.tv, you'll receive a 1-month free trial of ESPN Unlimited. Cancel anytime without losing your MLB.tv access.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Thom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water LLC. Look, those spring and summer rains are going to hit at some point, and when they do, you need Ryan at All About Water to help you deal with keeping it away from your foundation or doing damage on your property. Now, his background is in fluid dynamics, and that assures you that they can handle any job, including building and maintaining a pond or any other sort of water feature. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live, here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
It must be a Wednesday. I called it hump day.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is?
Hump day.
Guess what day it is?
US Open Eve.
Anybody? Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Hump day.
Guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Yeah, baby, it is hump day in the doghouse. It is also U.S. Open Eve, which means we have your U.S. Open Fecta ready to go. And for this one, we have a foursome at the beautiful Bear Trace on Timms Ford Lake. It's my home course for the winning score. The course is in immaculate condition. It's right on the lake. It's 1 hour north of Huntsville. It's 1 hour south of Nashville. It's right on Timms Ford State Park in Winchester. This is a $320 value. That's right. And he actually gets started at Shinnecock Hills. tomorrow morning, and it will be a grinder. This is a very difficult course, and the conditions are going to be severe, as they often are for the U.S. Open. The last U.S. Open that was there was won by Brooks Koepka, and his score was 1 over par. 1 over par. It plays as a par 70. It's 7,500 yards. I'll give you some of the highlights of the scorecard a little bit later on. But if you want in, go ahead and jump in. Golf writer Matt Rudy will join us at the bottom of the hour to give us his preview of Shinnecock. He lives in New York. Shinnecock, by the way, if you don't know, is out on Long Island. It's pretty far out there on Long Island. And it's like a, it's a link-style course. All right? It's a European-style course. It's not like trees and things like that. It's got grouse, and it's rolling, and the wind is blowing off of the Atlantic Ocean, and the greens are extremely severe. I mean, that's where the course is protected by its greens, basically. So Matt Rudy will join us coming up bottom of the hour, and he'll give us his preview of it. Also today, David Moulton of Miller Moulton in the Morning is back. David is a golf fan as well. We'll get his three-man team, see what he thinks. He'll join us at the top of the 11 for sports of all sorts. Now, your phone lines are open right now, so feel free to jump in and contribute at 256-576-4977. Did I mention that our winning team will get a foursome at Bear Trace on Tim Ford Lake? Just want to throw that out there again. Just throw that out there. All right. You can use your text window to get your picks in as well. Your text window is 7329 TA show. 732-982-7469. Finally, you can watch the show as well on WZZN TV on the YouTube and the Facebook and the X. My X feed is at Thom Abraham Show. And you can go there and get the link right now to the show if you want to watch the show. So Georgia sent Texas home last night in Omaha after West Virginia took out the scrappy Troy Trojans. So we now have a Final Four. And today, North Carolina plays the Mountaineers, while the Sooners and the Dogs will tangle in an all-SEC tilt. There will be an SEC representative. Am I the only one? Look, I don't have it. I don't care anymore about Georgia, Oklahoma, Georgia. I really don't have a dog, pun intended, a dog in the fight, except for the fact that I want Georgia because I want a historical SEC team in there. It won't look. Anybody, can I get an amen? I mean, is anybody with me on the fact that if Oklahoma gets in, it doesn't feel like the SEC as much?
Can I get an amen?
I'm just saying. It doesn't feel the same. I mean, someday it may. Are you old enough to remember, when Missouri and Texas A&M came in and they would do, Missouri went to like the SEC championship game a couple of times, got their heads kicked in, but it didn't. Are you old enough to remember when South Carolina and Arkansas came in 92? Didn't really feel 100%, right. I mean, I was coaching then. I wasn't as concerned about it all as I am now. But hey, better to have Oklahoma and Texas than not. I love that Oklahoma and Texas are in the SEC. I am not one of those guys. I wish Oklahoma and Texas they belong in the Big 12. No. I love that Oklahoma and Texas are in the SEC, especially with Texas A&M also in the SEC. I'm just saying they're 3 years in. I just as soon it be Georgia, okay? I just as soon it be the Bulldogs. So, anyway, those will all play today. Now, West Virginia and Georgia have to win twice to make it to the best-of-3 final. All right, so they're coming out of a loser's bracket. They have to win twice. In other words, if North Carolina beats West Virginia, they're in. If Georgia beats Oklahoma, they got to beat them again. So if Oklahoma wins, they're in. I'd have to go back and listen to the tape. Did I not say North Carolina and Georgia in the national championship series, the final series? I think I said I think I've been saying North Carolina and Georgia. I'm pretty sure I have. I'd have to go back and check. 38-year-old Lionel Messi had a hat trick for Argentina yesterday in a 3-0 win over Algeria. They're pretty rare in soccer. He's the oldest player to ever do that in the World Cup and is now tied for the most goals in World Cup history with 16. I still can't get over how spread out these games are. It's blowing my mind. The U.S. doesn't play Australia till Friday. They played last Friday. I mean, it's soccer, for God's sakes. If we could play the NBA or hockey, the NHL plays every other day. This is soccer. And what's with these hydration breaks? I mean, it's 4. And not only do they have these hydration breaks now, I mean, that's basically soccer is now 4 quarters. Okay? That's what they've done. It's 22.5-minute quarter and another 22.5-minute quarter. They just find a time when there's a whistle or something and just randomly take a break. And the clock doesn't stop. I mean, stop the clock, for God's sakes. They got to add the time at the end to, what they call, quote-unquote, extra time. Can we tighten up the way you do the soccer? The clock runs, and when when there's an injury, stop the clock. How hard is this? Why do we have to have the referee randomly just add, okay, we're going to add 3 minutes. There's a guy down. There's a dead guy on the field. He didn't even get touched, but he's down on the field like he gets shot from the crowd. Okay, stop the clock. Oh, we're going to take a water break. Oh, we're going to have orange slices and a water break. And, whose mother's bringing the oranges today? Stop the clock. They stop. They have a hydration break. They go to a commercial break, and the clock is just running along. That's all right. We'll add it at the end, and we'll call it extra time. Why? Stop the clock. Okay. That's my rant. Look, I'm trying. I don't. They talk about this game like it's something different than anything else. It's the most beautiful game. It's the world's greatest game. It is not the world's greatest game. All right? It's like about the simplest game. There are very few rules. It's not, it's so hard to understand. Offsides is, they should amend the offside somehow, to be honest with you. Spread the field some. The offsides rule is, you want to talk about the left wing trap in hockey. This is even worse. The offsides rule, when the guy kicks the ball, you have to have at least 2 people between you and the goal. One is the goaltender, and another defender is you know what? If they eliminated the offsides, you'd spread the field more. There'd be more room because you'd have guys hanging a little bit. You can't hang. So what you do is the defenders, they'll run up and they trap the guy. Now he's offside. It's like one rule. They call it a tackle when a guy slides and gets the ball. It's not a tackle. That's not tackling. I'm just saying, I'm trying. But please, the soccer snobs and these terms that they use, and this guy had a brace. What's a brace? He scored. He scored a goal when he had a brace. What do you mean he had a brace? Scored a goal. And it's soccer, okay? Especially for you American. You know what the worst thing? When a European calls it football in their European accent, all right, fine. That's what they called it over there. All right? When a dude from over there, when a Frenchman calls it football in his French accent, all right, fine. What drives me nuts is when an American calls it football. If you're an American, it's not football, it's soccer, okay? If you're an American, don't try to act like you're some big soccer aficionado by calling it football. There was some dude the other day filling in for Chris Russo or something on satellite radio, on Mad Dog Radio, and he's an American guy, and he loves soccer, and he kept calling it football. Well, this is one of the best football players in the world right now, Lionel Messi. Get out of here with that. He's a soccer player. Stop that, too, okay? And stop telling me how difficult it is. I don't understand the game. I understand the game. You got a net that's the size of Connecticut, okay? You got a ball. You kick the ball in the net. Can't touch the ball. you kick the ball into the net. And they call it a shot, even if it doesn't, anything that goes over the end line is a shot. Oh, they got 9 shots. Well, yeah, 2 were on net, on goal. It's not a hard thing to understand. All right. Back to the show. 24.5 million people watched the Knicks finish off the Spurs on Saturday night, peaking at 33 million in the fourth quarter. What it shows is 33. Think about it. 24 million, and then 33 million was the peak in the fourth quarter. So if the average was 24, including the peak of 30, that means like 20 was watching, and then it went up to 33 million, made the average 24 million, which goes to show that how many people still, even if it's the playoffs, they just watch the fourth quarter. They always say in an NBA game, just watch the fourth quarter, right? I mean, like 10 million more people went and watched the fourth quarter of the game. Overall, the average was 20.6 million for the entire series, which is the most since Michael Jordan's 6th and final championship in the 1998 season against Utah. This is more people watched this series than watched LeBron versus Curry in 2017, which was a 5-gamer, and more than watched LeBron versus Curry in 2016, which was that 7-game epic when LeBron and the Cavs were the only team ever to come back from down 3-1 to win the series. This series had more than that. That's the power of the New York Knickerbockers. They're anticipating as many as 4 million people tomorrow for the ticker tape parade in the Canyon of Heroes. No one does a parade like New York, a ticker tape parade. No one. But this is different. This isn't the Yankees winning, 27 World Series. This isn't, even the Giants winning a couple, but half the fans in New York, or not half, but 30% of the fans in New York are Jets fans that hate the Giants. They're not going to the parade. This isn't the Rangers winning after 54 years, which was phenomenal, but it's hockey, so that takes a little bit of shine off it. This is the Knicks, which people act like is the only basketball team in New York. There is a team called the Brooklyn Nets, who were the New York Nets, who were the New Jersey Nets, who did win 2 championships in 76 and 77. But the basic narrative is that the Knicks are New York's only team. No one cares about the Nets. No one, apparently. Let's ask David Moulton about that. He's from that area. And can we please stop with the Jalen Brunson is the best Knick of all time talks? Just stop that. We are not anywhere near that yet. You got Clyde Frazier, you got Willis Reed, you got Patrick Ewing. And I know Ewing didn't win a championship. Then we'll get to the Brunson talk after those guys. I mean, look, another title or at least another trip to the finals where he's the catalyst, then maybe that will change the narrative a little bit. Remember, after game 2 of this series, we were talking about Karl Anthony Towns. After the 2 wins in San Antonio, Cat was the MVP. And then after game 4, we're saying, OG Anunoby is the MVP because Brunson shooting is like 30%. He's not been very good shooting. He's got a lot of turnovers. And then it became Brunson. Let's just pump the brakes a little bit on Brunson being, the best Knick of all time. Stop. We got more on the Brendan Sorsby situation, including an evaluation that says that Sorsby would have been QB2, a clear first rounder, had he been in this year's draft. All right. So how will that impact the supplemental draft, assuming that his application is approved? And a lot of people are pointing to the Keyshawn Boutte case as evidence that the NFL can get over the gambling addiction deal. He's not a quarterback, Boutte, but he says he made like 9,000 bets when he was at LSU. A lot of bets. All right, back at Mission Control. Playing the Platters Matter, the Stacks of Wax, answering the phones. Side by each with the Bandy Man. It's the Grasshopper.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together on a spit and polish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
I have a sentimental weakness for my children, and I spoil them, as you can see. They talk when they should listen.
Give me back my son!
I don't like violence, Thom. I'm a businessman.
I'm telling you, there's an embarrassing press conference in that kid's future.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Do you hear the grasshopper, which is at your feet?
Old man, how is it that you hear these things?
Young man, how is it that you do not?
As quickly as you can, snatch the pebble from my hand. When you can take the pebble from my hand, it will be time for you to leave.
So how about, we got the Great Cherokee Ridge, beautiful Cherokee Ridge. We have got Gunter's Landing, which is another tremendous track, Gunter's Landing. And now we're adding Bear Trace, not only to the contest where we'll send a foursome to Bear Trace if they can have the best team in the U.S. Open FECTA. Not only that, but Bear Trace will be offered as part of the Zone Deals package here coming up in the very near future. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
No doubt about it. It's actually really exciting because a lot of people here in Alabama, they stick to their own courses. And then, of course, a lot of people from up in Nashville, they stick to their own courses, but it gives them an opportunity to get and try out Bear Trace, which is very cool because it is a very beautiful course and very fun to play. And you won't lose too many balls.
And it's very close for both, all of our market. It's very close. It's right smack dab in the middle. And a lot of people come out of Huntsville to play Bear Trace. I mean, it's a destination place. You know what I mean? So there's that as well. So a lot of people do that. So that's good. Is the Bandy Man still alive? Is he doing all right there next to you? I mean, have you fired him yet or anything or what?
No, I haven't fired him. I don't think I have that power, but he is on the phone right now. And that is honestly something that we're going to need to figure out. And maybe I just need a totally different room to run some of the video stuff on, so we don't have some of that overlapping conversation. But yeah, he's doing well. He's looking good. He's rocking some USA polo for the U.S. Open, so he's very much ready for today as well.
A golfer as well for the Bandy Man. And I've got a long history with that kid. I had him. I think when he was still in college, he worked for me the first time. It's Bailey Lowry is his given name. Bailey, and I used to call him Irish Cream. And then I just called him Cream because of Bailey's Irish Cream. So that's what I would call him that. And then when he was working with you during the show, he was the Bandy Man. And now he's back, and I'm just calling him the Bandy Man anyway.
Yeah, well, that's a name that'll stick. It kind of sounds like Bailey in the first place. But, yeah, cool to have him back in here. And, we had Joe Hunk in here as well for the morning show. So it was kind of like a little reunion. Yeah.
Hunk was in there today. Good for him. I'm glad that Hunk was in there.
Does he have a ticket for the RCAs, by the way? Any way of that?
Yes, he is helping us out. I forgot that he was on the list to help us out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he'll be helping us out. We'll have to see. Maybe, I could. Maybe I'll work him in as a presenter. As well. We'll get him in there because he does
all
work
for
at UAH. Yeah, he does work at UAH. So that's great. That's great that Joe Hunk is. It's a small family. It really is. It's a small family of dudes. All right, let me knock a couple of phone calls off here. I don't know who he's talking to on the phone. What's he doing, his own show over there on the phone?
It definitely sounds like it. It literally was a guy that wanted to just talk his head off, apparently.
No. It's welcome to the Thom Abraham Show. Who's this? All right, let me put you up. That's it.
Well, some of these people call us and they ask about everything.
It got a little complicated.
Tommy, that's all you got to say. Have you ever worked this show before? I mean, it's been. I've known you for 15 friggin' years. It's like Thom Abraham Show. What's your topic? I want to get in on the trifecta. Okay, put you on hold.
It got a little complicated when invoices and stuff start getting involved. It gets a little more.
Invoices.
It starts to get a little more complicated than just Tom. Welcome to the Thom Abraham Show.
Why are people calling about invoices?
Well, I don't know why they're calling me about it. I don't know anything about it.
Man. If it's somebody calling for the office, you say, let me get your name and number, and we'll have somebody call you back. Boom. End of story. Is that what happens, John? Do calls to the office go to that phone?
Some of the times I think they do. I think they look up, I don't know,
neighbors.
The
regular number? So does the regular, so not just the 256-576-4977, that's not the only thing that goes in there? If they call the old number, does it still go there?
I always thought that it was the 256 or the 4977 number that came into this office, but I guess people sometimes, you know how people are, they just take whatever number they can and call us, and then, oops, well, I guess they're calling the wrong side.
Yeah, that's weird. All right, here's a guy, here's a country unheard from. Natty Danny. Is he calling from like a villa in Italy? Is he calling from Italy? That's all I want to know, because he's been in Italy. He's been in Hawaii. We haven't heard from him other than the fact that he's traveling. Where are you now, Natty Danny? Are you in Spain or France? Are you under the Eiffel Tower? Where are you?
Ciao, Thomas. I'm in Lucca, Italy.
You are calling from Italy, really?
Lucca, Italy. I went to Venice. Then we had a little fun in Florence, and now I'm in Lucca at a freshwater pool that's in the mountains, looking over the mountains, and I have a 4-star, beautiful. It used to be a convent for nuns. Now it's all marble, and they made it for guests. So I'm eating fresh pasta every night. I'm having a great time.
Is this northern Italy still? Then are you down? You're not down as far as Rome, are you?
Heading to Rome? No, we're heading to Rome. We're heading to Rome in a couple days.
Okay, so you're northern.
Yeah,
you're still in north. You're north of Italy. You're north of Rome.
A bunch of Goombas like you. They all like
well,
you.
my people are in.
I know Thom.
My people are in Sicily and in Naples, so way south, way down by the Mediterranean, where my people are.
Oh, okay.
Not where you are.
Don't say that. Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I'm having a good time. So. I'm ready to come home, but I've got a couple more days. We're gonna check Rome out. I want to do the Colosseum, and it's gonna get hot. They're gonna be around 95 degrees. It's gonna be hot, Tom.
First ever call from Italy. 29 years of the Thom Abraham Show. First time we've ever got a call from the homeland. All right, let me get your team in here. So because this has got to be costing something, I would think. I don't know, what the deal is here.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do Scheffler.
Scheffler, yeah.
Let's do McElroy. And I'm gonna go England. I'm gonna go Fleetwood.
And Fleetwood, who should be good on this course because it's an England type course. So
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So.
All right, be safe over there, and have safe travels home. We can't wait to get you back home.
Okay, ciao, senor.
Ciao. It's my Goomba. It's my paisan. Just go around saying Goomba and paisan. And Anzalate. The Philip is next. He's also calling from another country over in Virginia. Philip, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm all right. So I was in the hospital again for a week.
Jeez, man.
I listened to my blood platelets things are off. That's what keeps happening. Anyway. So I listened to your show yesterday.
Yeah.
I hope that you archive that so that it goes in the sports talk radio worst 2 hours Hall of Fame ever.
Do they have something for the worst 2 hours?
You've ever done in your life.
Yesterday was the worst show? I think I've done worse than that. Come on.
86? You didn't play Ben Scully's call in Game 6?
I mentioned it at the end.
You mentioned it? What is that? That was the greatest single season of Major League Baseball ever. Did you mention the shuffle? No, you did mention the Bears. By the way, not number one defense. You didn't mention that. You know who the first team in NFL history to ever appear at a Super Bowl, much less win it, as the number one defense was?
Cowboys in 70 or in 72, 73, somewhere in there.
Negative. Dallas Cowboys 92-93 season, their first Super Bowl under Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, but in 85, the Bears 85, which that Super Bowl was in 86. That's why I started with the Super Bowl of 86. But in 85, that was the best defense they were the number one defense in the NFL.
It was the best defense, but it was not ranked the number one defense. You ranked number one defense off of yards, not points. They were not ranked number one defense.
Yeah, but that's that they gave up the yards. They gave up a lot of garbage yards because they were always so far ahead. That was the best defense in the NFL in 1985. Come on.
Well, I agree.
Okay.
But still, it's not, you can look it up in the Arkle and Ives or Arkle whatever encyclopedia, and it will tell you the Bears were not the number one defense that year.
Okay. But I didn't mention that. I just said that they won. They crushed the they crushed the Patriots in the Super Bowl that year, and Peyton Manning stood on the sidelines while they gave the ball to a defensive lineman to score a touchdown. That's what I said.
Peyton Manning.
I mean, not Peyton Manning.
Are you having a stroke? Are you
Walter
okay?
Payton? No, I'm actually looking for something. I was looking up something when I said that. That Walter Payton was Walter Payton should have had an opportunity to score there.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You also neglected to mention Bob Seger's Like a Rock Tour, 86.
Well, I could have done the whole look. I could have done the whole. I could have done the whole show on pop culture from 1986. But I had other things to get to. I had missed the show on Monday. I had a lot of things to get to. But hey, some show has to be the worst show, and if that's the worst show, then that's the worst show. What can I tell you? This might be the worst call ever. What if this is the worst call ever? You never know. Could be.
Nah.
All right. Do you want to? Hey, do you want a team?
This is a lift up. This is a lift up. I will text my team in.
All right, text me a team.
I want to hear Vin Scully's call.
Okay.
From the ball off of the bat of Mookie.
Okay.
In Game 6.
All right, we'll get it up.
Please.
All right.
Have a
Appreciate
nice day.
you, Philip. You too. Let's get a break. Some show has to be the worst show ever. If that's the worst show ever, then what are you going to do? Matt Rudy is going to save this show. He's coming up next right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
AL cert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are our grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Now is your last chance to pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. I'm Bobby White, encouraging you to hurry in and lock in the same deal that our employees get on over 280 available new Fords. New Bronco Sport started under $28,000. New 25 Broncos starting at under $39,000. Or how about a new 26 Explorer starting at under $36,880? Or 26 F-150 Crew Cab 4x4s, they start at under $44,500. And with your good credit, you can get financing as low as 0% for up to 60 months on a brand new Mach-E. Remember, Lynn Layton Ford will never make you pay any dealer dock fees or ridiculous upcharges. This is an opportunity you can't afford to miss. You pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford, in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline indicator, or visit us online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey Wes, our company Fleming Roofing and Restoration specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a fifth generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough, we can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey Wes, we show up.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Thom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. You know, Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231. Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. We are waiting Matt Rudy, who will be joining us in just a few minutes here to talk about the U.S. Open that's coming up at Shinnecock Hills. This place is, it's been brutal over the years. Shinnecock Hills is not your average golf course. You're talking about 7,440 yards. All right. They'll play it the way they play it for the U.S. Open. They'll have 2 par 5s on the entire course, 4 par 3s, and 12 par 4s. And the par 4 finish is extremely tough. Now, they're going to start out with a very manageable par 4 that's 394 yards. Back that up with a 252-yard par 3. I mean, what do you hit on a 252-yard par 3? I mean, it's just insane. Then 501-yard par 4. 476 par 4. First par 5 is 592. Now, 592 is manageable. But again, these greens and with the wind blowing in the grouse, you get in that grouse, I mean, you'd be lucky to find your ball, much less be able to hit it out of that stuff. Number 7 is 187-yard par 3. By the way, just got a text from Matt. He is hung up on something. He needs 15 minutes. So what we're gonna have to do with Matt is we're gonna have to move him. Guys, text Matt and see if you can move him to after David Moulton. Tell him 12:30 Eastern time, because he's Eastern. You got that, John?
Roger.
See if he can do that. See if he can do it at 12:30 Eastern time. Which means we're going to open up the lines for you guys to get in. If you want to get in this U.S. Open FECTA, all you got to do is give me a 3-man team for the U.S. Open. Brooks Koepka won it the last time they were there. He was 1 over par. That's what it took to win it the last time. So if you want to get in on it, go ahead and bust us a call. We'll get you in on this deal. We have got a foursome at Bear Trace on Timms Ford Lake. It's my home course. We've got that for you for the winning score. And it is in the best condition I've ever seen that place. Absolutely beautiful over there right now. Absolutely gorgeous. So for the pros, I mean, 187-yard par 3 is number 7. I mean, 187 for these guys, that's going to be an 8-iron. So that's doable. 440-yard par 4, and then a 482-yard par 4 to close out the front 9. Start the back 9, very manageable, again, for them, very manageable, 415 yards. Number 10, par 4. Number 11 is about as short a par 3 as you get in a major 157 yards. I mean, that's a knockdown wedge for these guys. 469-yard par 4, 371-yard par 4, 520-yard par 4, a 409-yard par 4, and then you get the second par 5 on the course, which is 16, is 614 yards. 17 is 176 yards, par 3. And then 18 is a 490-yard par 4. So, yeah, I don't know. At 74-40, when you break it down by hole, keep in mind, when these guys are on a 490-yard par 4, I mean, they're hitting driver 8-iron. I mean, they're averaging 320 yards off the tee. That leaves them 170 in. Driver 7-iron, maybe? It's like driver 7-iron. I hit driver 7-iron on a 360-yard, 370-yard par 4 anymore. Of course, I'm old and broken down, but that's just a different story. Look, when I play at Bear Trace, I'll be totally honest with you. I'm not embarrassed to say it. I'm 65 years old. I play the whites. I don't play the blues. I don't play it at 6,300. I play the whites. I play it at 5,500 yards. I can't hit it out of my shadow anymore off the tee. I'm like looking for the best ball that you can hit for seniors. I got a new driver, 3-wood, 4-wood, with a limber shaft for my swing that has gotten slow now. That's just the way it is. All right, on to Brendan Sorsby situation. A recent article that popped on the Brendan Sorsby situation and just what are we looking at with this kid? Because, he's a guy that was a backup at Indiana. He becomes a starter at Cincinnati, was really good at Cincinnati, and people were really high on him. And according to CBSSports.com, they said he would have been QB2. If he were in the draft, he would have been QB2. Now, remember, the way this draft works, the supplemental draft, the way it works is you are grouped into one of three tiers. If you had 6 wins or less, you were in tier 1. If all the non-playoff teams are in tier 2, more than 6 wins, but that's tier 2. And then tier 3 is the 14 playoff teams. And you bid, basically. It's a blind bid. It's not like an auction where like this guy says, I'll give a second, I'll give a first. No, it's not like that. You submit a blind bid and say, I will give a 3. And it comes off of your next year's draft picks. So the 2027 draft picks. So you say, I'll give a 2 for him. I'll give a 4 for him, whatever. And then that's how they determine where he's going to go. But they said he would have been QB2 if it was this year. He wouldn't have been ahead of Fernando Mendoza, but ahead of every other quarterback in this deal, including Ty Simpson. Article was written by Ryan Wilson, and he said, I talked to people around the league this spring who were incredibly high on Sorsby, the football player, and believed that he would be a first-round pick for sure had he declared. Once I stacked Sorsby's profile against the quarterbacks who were actually drafted, it became harder and harder to justify putting him anywhere but second. His evaluation has always been more complicated than clean. The gambling history isn't theoretical, and organizations will investigate every detail and determine for themselves whether Sorsby has earned their trust. I also heard evaluators wonder whether he loves football in the obsessive, all-consuming way the league wants its franchise quarterbacks to love it. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, that issue may be more damning for potential suitors than the gambling issue. They might look, the gambling issue, we can get over that. We'll figure out a way to get past it, get them help, like the Butte kid. But this issue where evaluators wonder whether he loves football in the obsessive, all-consuming way the league wants its franchise quarterbacks to love it, that is a deal breaker. If they decide that he doesn't, that he isn't obsessed with the game, if he isn't 100%, if he isn't all in on the game, that's Josh Rosen, who was the 10th pick overall to the Cardinals and really didn't like the game and never really played for anyone. Grumpy is up next. Grumpy, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, pretty good, man. Hey, I heard him say Roger a minute ago, and when I was a kid in the yard, I had a little booklet from the Army, and I think when Roger just acknowledges that Thom wants you to do something, I think if Thom tells you to do something and it requires you to, that's it. Yeah, if he requires you to do something, you have to say will comply. So you have to say Roger. You heard his statement. And then Wilco. So Roger Wilco, and you will reply.
So that's what Wilco means when they say Wilco? Yeah, that's what Wilco means? Will comply.
Yeah, if you're given instructions, it's Roger, I heard you, and will comply. Roger Wilco.
We're going to hear from Colonel. We're going to hear from Colonel Harry now. You know that. Colonel Harry will get in and give us some of that kind of background from back in the day.
Hey, but I got experience, Colonel Harry. I was doing BB gun wars in the backyards for 15 years now. But hey, listen, this is what I got for you, man. So listen, if you were a Major League Baseball owner, team owner, and you could have one extra player, would that increase? You could pick whatever player you wanted. If you could have, how many people are on the roster?
26. 40-man roster, you got 26 that are active in the major league level.
If you could have 27, would it give you an advantage?
Sure. Be another pitcher, probably. Yeah,
okay.
Of course it would be an advantage.
Okay.
They went from 25 to 26 for pitchers. Yeah.
The way all right, well, this is where I'm going with this. Why does it's in the rules my understanding is it's in the rules that you can have 27, but nobody's doing it. And what I mean by that is,
you sure?
It came up in discussion the other night that why does the manager still wear a uniform? It's because the manager is eligible to play. Is that correct? Pete Rose did it as a manager.
Well, he was listed as a
not?
player manager, but he took a roster spot to do that. There have been Frank Robinson was a player manager as well. They consume a roster spot if they're a player manager. Now there was, for years and years, what was his name? The famous manager McGraw he wore a suit. He wore a suit in the thing. The other thing is, that managers are required by baseball to wear a uniform, and they have to wear the full uniform. But more and more managers now, when you see them in the dugout, they have just the undershirt on and like a vest, something like that.
Sure.
And Aaron Boone got jammed on that. Like 3 years ago, they told Aaron Boone to go back in and put his jersey on because all he had on was, the T-shirt and the vest, and a lot of guys still do that.
Well, what's kind of silly to me? It's like you just draw your lines that you won't cross wherever you want. Not you. You do a great job. I'm just talking about people that have that allowed a designated hitter in the National League. They say, "Oh, it'll improve the game," and then but they're the same guys that tell you they want to keep everything traditional. And they're probably the same guy that would say, "Oh no, if I told you the manager wearing a uniform was gay, you should get rid of it. He should be in a suit." You'd be like, "Oh no, that adds to the game." Not you. I'm just talking about people. I'm not attacking you, Tom. But the same person that wants the manager to wear a uniform is the same person that says, "Oh, we need a DH in the NL." And to me, that just changed everything.
By the way, 27 for doubleheaders. That's where you get your 27th player. So 26 is the active roster. If it's a doubleheader, like today with the Braves, you are allowed to bring up a 27th player for a doubleheader. That's what it is. There you go.
And a week between soccer matches is too long.
A week.
A week. That's silly.
That's
a week. Is silly. That is silly. All right, man. Later.
I appreciate you. No wonder this tournament's not going to end for another month. A week between soccer games. It's crazy. We get a break. We'll come back, wrap up hour number 1, set you up for what now is going to be a very busy hour number 2 next on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
West Virginia blanked Troy 12-0 yesterday to eliminate the Trojans from the College World Series. West Virginia plus 130 today against North Carolina minus 166. Mountaineers will need 2 wins over the Tar Heels to advance. Braves down 3-2 in their game suspended due to rain last night with the Giants. They'll finish that game up this afternoon. And then the Braves will take on the Giants in their regularly scheduled game. Braves $1.43 favorite. Giants plus 119 on the money line. The total is 9, shaded to the over. NASCAR Shane Van Gisbergen minus 160 to win the road course race at Naval Base Coronado. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care, no appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid-80s. Maybe a quick passing shower across the Tennessee Valley, but most of us are going to be dry. We drop into the lower 70s as we head into the overnight. Better opportunity for some scattered showers and thunderstorms as we head into your Thursday, some of which could be on the stronger end of the spectrum. We are going to climb into the lower 80s.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Lynn Leighton Ford. That's right. My good friend Bobby White is now at Lynn Leighton, and I'm right there with him. And you know what you'll never find at Lynn Leighton Ford? Some mysterious dock fee that can be like $600, $700, or $800. The price you saw advertised is the price you'll pay. That's the Lynn Leighton way. You see, transparency is important in buying these days, and that's what you get at Lynn Leighton Ford in Decatur. I made the move, and so should you, to Lynn Leighton Ford.
Be no jerk. It's just that I just got off from work, and I know you'd like to bend my ear.
And welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. All right, so Matt Rudy, golf writer Matt Rudy, going to preview the U.S. Open. He's going to come up after David Moulton, so we'll have David Moulton and Miller Moulton in the morning coming up at the top of the hour, and we'll get into a number of things in the sports world that are going on right now. As I said when I came back yesterday, it was like, you know, everything came to a screeching halt. I expected we'd have a Game 7 tonight. I really expected in the NHL that we would get a Game 7 tonight. That didn't happen. I thought we'd have a Game 6 last night at Madison Square Garden. That didn't happen. I thought Alabama would still be alive, not necessarily to today, but I thought they certainly wouldn't have gotten beaten down like 23-2 in their two games that they played in Omaha. There is a double dip coming up today. We'll get North Carolina and West Virginia in the first game. North Carolina wins, they go straight to the final. West Virginia wins, they'll have to win twice. They'll have to beat them again. And then, of course, we'll get Oklahoma and Georgia as well. If Oklahoma wins, they go straight to the final. If Georgia wins, they get to play again, and they'll have to beat Oklahoma twice. So that's what's going on there. All right, when we come back, David Moulton will join us. Miller and Moulton in the morning. We'll get into a number of topics with him. See how he's doing. And Matt Rudy, all in hour number 2. U.S. Open Eve on the Thom Abraham Show. Back with more right after this.
Ready to go all the way? Cheeseburger Bobby's Grand Slam will get you to home plate with money left in your pocket. Stop by Cheeseburger Bobby's now and get 2 tenders, 2 mozzarella sticks, a cheeseburger slider, fries, and drink for just $13. And if you really want to round the bases and save, get the Cheeseburger Bobby's Zone Deal. $50 worth for just $25. That's better than stealing home. The Cheeseburger Bobby's Zone Deal. On sale Friday at 97.7ESPN.com. Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
The ultimate golf experience is waiting for you at the Golfus. For a limited time, you can get an unlimited membership for only $99 a month. Hit balls on the range, play any of our 2,000 golf courses, have a graduation party, or host a corporate event. For all the details, go to thegolfus.com. We have 2 locations in Huntsville and a location soon coming to Hughes Road in Madison. That's thegolfus.com.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Now is your last chance to pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. I'm Bobby White, encouraging you to hurry in and lock in the same deal that our employees get on over 280 available new Fords. New Bronco Sport started under $28,000. New 25 Broncos starting at under $39,000. Or how about a new 26 Explorer starting at under $36,880? Or 26 F-150 Crew Cab 4x4s, they start at under $44,500. And with your good credit, you can get financing as low as 0% for up to 60 months on a brand new Mach-E. Remember, Lynn Layton Ford will never make you pay any dealer dock fees or ridiculous upcharges. This is an opportunity you can't afford to miss. You pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford, in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline indicator, or visit us online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This segment of the show is brought to you by my good friend Mike Owen at Owen Home Appliance. You know, I've known Mike for over 20 years, and no one knows the appliance business better than Mike. And he's always there to help support whatever we are doing on the show. And they've got all the major brands like Maytag, GE, Whirlpool, Electrolux, Speed Queen, and more. Visit the interactive location in Lacey Springs, where you can try the washers and dryers before you buy them. Owen Home Appliance Center. Quality products, quality prices, quality service. Owen Home Appliance.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live. Here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby.
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho. Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my elbow.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
It must be Wednesday. I called it hump day.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Mike. What day is it, Mike? Let's guess what today is.
Hump day! Woo-hoo! Hump day! Hump day in the doghouse. It's U.S. Open Eve. We have your U.S. Open Fecta ready to go now. It's going to be a busy hour of the show, so you're going to have to maybe use the text window to get in. Maybe we'll get the phone lines open up again before the end of the show. But for this one, we have a foursome at the beautiful Bear Trace on Tim's Ford Lake. This is my home course, and I'm going to tell you, it's very, very lush. Very, very lush. And you get it for the winning score. The course is in immaculate condition. It's right on the lake. It's an hour north of Huntsville. It's an hour south of Nashville, right on Tim's Ford Lake in Winchester. This is a $320 value for a foursome with carts there at Bear Trace. And the action for the U.S. Open will get started at Shinnecock Hills in the morning, and it is going to be a grinder, a very difficult course. Conditions are going to be severe, as they always are for the U.S. Open. As I said, at the bottom of the hour, golf writer Matt Rudy will join us to talk about that. But first, as we welcome in a new audience listening in Nashville on Nashville Sports Radio and in Murfreesboro, and our friends, of course, at 97.7 ESPN in Huntsville, our flagship station, and the ESPN Winchester as well in Winchester. We also welcome David Moulton to the show of Miller and Moulton in the morning. Hopefully he's getting his voice back a little bit, and he joins us now and brought to us by Valley Equipment Rental, not only for you contractors out there, but for all of you that are doing any kind of work, any kind of projects, home projects, whatever. It's that time of year to be doing that stuff. And if you're doing it, you need to have Valley Equipment Rental take care of you with their two locations, North and South Parkway, in Huntsville, and they also service into Tennessee as well. David, welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
Well, I'm doing okay. I don't know if my voice is ever going to come back. I've got cancer. I've had it for 2 years. I appreciate, Thom, you've known the whole time. I appreciate you covering for me on the few opportunities I've had to go to the hospital and what have you. Where my cancer is and my throat box and what have you, I don't know if my voice is ever going to be what it was. But, I've got some good days, some better days. We just kind of go with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have battled this for a couple of years in different parts of your body. So this is the first time that it's actually its way into your throat, and that that kind of sucks for a guy that makes his living with his throat. But you also do a lot of other things, and the mind is sharp. That's what's key.
Yeah, I don't know how sharp it ever was, but yes. What do? I talk for a living. Where's the cancer giving you a problem? Well, right now it's affecting my voice. Yeah, it's not a good combination. But I appreciate those who have known and let me keep it secret. I kept it secret until I started missing work. I felt that it was my struggle until I stopped showing up for shows. And lately, I've been hospitalized twice. I've missed 2 weeks of work. I've even had to cancel on you a couple times and try to reschedule. And so I just figured, all right, it's time to let everybody know it is what it is. And, we'll do the best we can for as long as we can.
Yeah. When Eli Gold went through this a few years ago, he sounded just like you. You sound like Eli sounded for a year. Right. Regenerated. He beat it back. They got it straightened out. And then, it's just the way the body works. It regenerated, and, he sounds fine now. Basically sounds like he always did. And he's in his 70s. So there's a lot of hope and prayer for you. And I know a lot of people are pulling for you. I have had, in full disclosure, I've had a couple of listeners that were kind of close to that have been, showed concern for you, for the misses, and when they heard your voice and so on, and I shared with them, and everybody, of course, keeping you in their thoughts and prayers. So that's really good. At least you got a little bit of joy from the New York Knickerbockers.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh, they gave you that. That's a gift to David Moulton.
I'm sure that your audience is sick of hearing about it because they've had to listen to you. But for some, I'm 60, so I just missed their glory days, 69 through 74. I just missed it. I became a Knicks fan. I was around 9 or 10, and when Walt Frazier and them won their last title, I was 7. So I just missed it. And yeah, I mean, you never think, and this goes for everybody out there. I mean, the Vandy football fan who had the year that they had here, in which they said, yeah, I never thought my school would have that because I just root for the wrong team. That's how I always felt rooting for the Knicks. It's like, yeah, they're one of the worst run teams in sports, but I don't know what to tell you. I'm a fan. I picked the wrong team. And then for them to actually do things the right way for 5-6 years, grab the right players, play together as a team. I mean, a lot of people hate everything to do with New York. It was actually a very likable team, except for the new and the York on the front of their jersey. And, I don't know. I don't expect them to win it again, to be honest with you. They had everything that could go right, went right. But you know me, Tom, I'm a believer. Every fan base should have one parade. Every fan base should have one parade. We put a lot of time, money, and effort into it. We deserve one. Everything we get after that is a bonus of some kind, but we all deserve one. And tomorrow, you and I get our NBA one. And let's be brutally honest, we never thought we were going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, the way I put it was the Spurs dominated the Knicks 1-4 in this deal. I mean, the number that was stunning was they led 72% of the time. The Spurs led 72% of the time and didn't get to Game 6. I mean, this is the most stunning, as our friend Bo Estes says, old guys in the gym moment. They're not all real old guys. It's just compared to the Spurs. And the way it just unfolded, one game right after another. And I'll be honest, the interesting thing about the Jalen Brunson talk, and we'll get to him in a moment in terms of, the all-time stuff. Now, I was 9 years old in 1970, so that's when I became a Knicks fan. So I'm 9, 10, 11, 12 in that 70 to 73 range, and they were great. Who was winning in hockey? The Bruins. I'm an upstate New York guy, so I don't have to root for all of the New York teams. So the Bruins and the Knicks became my NHL and NBA teams because those were the teams that were winning when I was 9, 10 years old. So, I've seen it, all through that. But after Game 2, the narrative was that Karl Anthony Towns was going to be the MVP of this finals. And then after Game 4, OG Anunoby was going to be the MVP of this finals because Jalen Brunson was shooting 30%, had some turnovers and things like that. He becomes the MVP in the second half of the game, of the clinching game, but it's not like Jalen Brunson carried him the whole way. You know what I mean? It wasn't that way, but he clinched it obviously at the end.
Yeah, the final 6 quarters of the series, he was the best player in the series because he was the one that, that 29-point comeback, he scored like 36 points and he did almost all of it in the second half of Game 4. So he got him close, and then a few other guys made some shots and the Spurs choked. And next thing you know, they stole a game they had no business winning. And yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, they stole a series, certainly in 5, that they had no business winning in 5. I mean, but to me, what's most remarkable, how could a team that was young, inexperienced, and yet could get it together to take out Oklahoma City, the toughest out in the tournament? And they had to go to their place and win a Game 7 to do it, and they did it. And then 2 weeks later, they looked like they were the junior varsity in the clutch. That, to me, is what's most remarkable. How did you guys go from the it team and it's your time to being a mess, okay, in 10 days?
Yeah. And look, we say that Nick, this was a likable team. What wasn't likable was the antics of some of the fans, and it paints the whole New York City fan base with a broad brush. You get some idiots out there that did some stuff. So that's, that continues the narrative of, the New York fan and the passion of the New York fan. But having said this is the power of the Knicks. This is the biggest number, the audience biggest that's been since Jordan's last one against Utah in 1998. And that means this surpasses LeBron versus Curry twice. LeBron Curry Why, including that epic 7-game series when they came back from down 1-3, which had never happened and has never happened since as well. So for this to surpass LeBron v. Curry, that just shows you the power of the Knicks nationally.
But the story will never be as big again because the drought's over. But yes, absolutely. And it showed what the NBA's been missing because the Knicks couldn't get their act together. I mean, they didn't have to be a championship team, but they've been the first 20 years of this century, they were a disaster. I mean, they were the Sacramento Kings. That's what the NBA was missing out on. It's not that they had to be a championship contender. Could they just not be a disaster? You know, it's kind of like, name the college football program that we all want to, come back.
Indiana
for the
Hoosiers.
longest.
Yeah, I'll give you one. The Indiana Hoosiers.
But I mean, wouldn't it be nice if Nebraska could be the 70s, 80s, 90s Nebraska? I mean, they don't have to go back to winning all those titles, but wouldn't it be nice if they could be, I don't know. I'll take Frank Solich's 9-3 Nebraska every year. Right now, could we just have that? I mean, until Miami came back an hour ago, it's what we were waiting on with the Canes. Could the Canes please come back? They don't have to be the championship Canes, but could they be the relevant Canes? Look what they do for the ratings. And, this is what the Knicks did. And, they'll never do it again, but that's okay. It's okay. It was a great story.
David Moulton with us here. The other part of the story, of course, tomorrow they're anticipating as many as 4 million people for this parade tomorrow that they'll have. I chuckle, not for nothing. The Nets did go to 2 finals, since while the Knicks have been a grease fire like this. And everybody talks about, when the Giants win, they split the fandom with the Jets. So some of the people hate the Giants in New York, and that parade isn't as big. The Yankees win a lot, and they also have Mets fans. So if the Mets win, the Yankees fans aren't going to their parade, and vice versa. But the Knicks, everybody in New York loves the Knicks. That's the only team. And I'm like, what are the people who support the Brooklyn Nets thinking right now? And I ask you, as a New Jersey New Yorker, how is it 90-10? Is it 95-5? Is there really people are talking like there isn't even another NBA team in New York and they've got a team in Brooklyn?
Listen, outside of that one year when Kyrie and KD and and then Harden got traded. I mean, outside of that year, when they took a serious run at the title and got beat by Milwaukee in a tremendous series, or else they might have won the title. The Brooklyn Nets are as relevant as the New Jersey Nets were. And even when the New Jersey Nets went to back-to-back finals, I think they were the 2 lowest rated finals on record. So it just is what it is. I mean, there's only there's 3 hockey teams in the area. There's only one that counts in the ratings. And the Giants count. Now, the Mets do count in the ratings. They don't count like the Yankees, but the Mets really do count in the ratings. But no, I mean, it's a one-horse town when it comes to hoop, and it always has been. It always has been.
So when the Islanders were winning 4 straight cups in the early 80s, were those parades out on the island?
Mm-hmm.
New York. So that was on the island. And, of course, New Jersey, they won 2 or 3 cups over there with the Devils. So this is the Rangers ending a 54-year drought. Yes. And the Rangers ended. The only difference in that is that's hockey. All right. So this is the Knicks where there is this is basketball in New York City. It's the Mecca because every street corner, every 4 or 5 blocks, you got a paved basketball court with chain link nets. I mean, it's just the way it is in New York. So,
and also,
otherwise it's
for those that cover college basketball, I mean, look at what Patino, bringing St. John's back is relevant the last 2 years. Look at what that's done to the Big East Conference. Look at what it's done. I mean, the Garden is an amazing place. That's the only thing the Knicks had going for them the last 20 plus years is that every player in the NBA, their favorite arena is the Garden. Okay. I mean, Dwayne Wade and LeBron talked about retiring together. Okay. And LeBron couldn't get him to go to the Lakers. But then they almost agreed to retire together with the Knicks because they both love playing in the Garden so much. It was the only thing that the Knicks had going for them was that arena. And, hey, great story, epic story. I don't think Jalen Brunson's the greatest Knick of all time. Is he on the short list? Yes. Could he be the greatest if he wins one more? Yes. I will say this, though, and this might be too much of a basketball discussion, but start talking about who the greatest players 6'1" and under are all time. And now you start, I would say Isaiah Thomas 1 and Allen Iverson 2, but now you start getting, Brunson in a top 5 conversation of greatest players 6'1" and under of all time. Remember what everybody said he couldn't be? You can't have an alpha dog who's that small. Well, you can if he's so and so.
Well, and I never like comparing big men and small guys, in the end. Whenever they talk about greatest player ever, I always try to separate those guys a little bit. And that's why with Patrick Ewing, comparing Patrick Ewing and Jalen Brunson, it's very, very difficult. And I know Ewing never won a championship. To me, Ewing I still think it's Willis Reed, Clyde, and Ewing, and then Brunson. But you've got 2 big guys in there, and I know Ewing didn't win a championship, but he didn't have what Brunson had around him in terms of just overall team. And fate was involved. I mean, the things that happened, it was just ridiculous. Patrick Ewing had John Starks going, 3 for 17, in against Houston. He didn't have anybody step up and help him out there. So I'm not ready to go down that path as well either with Jalen Brunson. We always want to say greatest of all time right now. We got to pump the brakes on that a little bit because, like I said, he wasn't even the MVP of this series, which Clyde, by the way, was never the MVP. In the 2 championships that Walt Frazier won, he was not the MVP in either one. But this kid wasn't the MVP either until middle of Game 4 or so, and of course, Game 4 gets ended with a great play by Anunoby. So it was there was a lot of question there. David Moulton with us here. Sorsby. I said he's never going to play for Texas Tech. He's not going to ever play for Texas Tech. He makes the right decision. It was way, way too much aggravation, what he was causing, this whole thing. I can't believe the amount of money and energy that was being spent on this situation. So now supplemental draft. Interesting quirk there. I don't know, and I haven't heard lately, if the NFL has approved him to be in the supplemental draft yet, because you have to be ineligible to play college basketball due to that court case. Or college football. Due to the court case, he's still eligible to play college football after a 2-game suspension. So he's not ineligible. He's not like on the college ineligible list. So assuming, though, they figure out a way to get him in the supplemental draft, the next deal is going to be who is going to take a flyer on this kid, even if he's going to sit out the whole year.
Tom,
earn a 2nd or a 3rd or a 4th round pick on him.
Tom, the next thing is going to be whether the NFL has a supplemental draft. As of today, they don't have one. They have a sign-up sheet that if you want to be in one, you must sign up by Monday, June 22nd. Do they have a supplemental draft? No, they do not. Okay? Did they have one last year?
He's applied for it. So he would be.
I know.
Would be a draft from. But the NFL hasn't approved him yet.
Tom, if you were the NFL, would you have a supplemental draft for this kid?
I would, and I would tell the
team.
Oh
my goodness! No way!
I would have the draft, and I would tell the teams. Because the other deal is that he's going to be eligible for the 2027 draft. I'm not sure he should apply. My take yesterday was, if I was his advisors, I would tell this kid, look, get your life straightened out, get the addiction straightened out, the anxiety straightened out, work out. By the time 2027 April draft comes around, there'll be buzz about you again. Go in that draft. You're liable to be a first-round pick like you would have been this year if you were out. That's what I would advise him to do. They're letting him keep the $5 million he got from Texas Tech. So you got money. He
didn't get all of it. He didn't get all of it.
He got what he got from Cincinnati. He might have to give some back to Cincinnati. They're suing him. but he's got enough money to where he could sit out and go in the draft. Here's the interesting thing that Jeff Diamond told me yesterday is if they do have the supplemental draft and nobody does bid for him and put up a pick for him, he then becomes a free agent. It's not like you go in the draft next year. He is a free agent at that particular point in time. And any team in the NFL between now and ever can go ahead and take a flyer on him mid-season, whenever, and just sign him and park him somewhere.
Would you sign him? Because I wouldn't. And you know me, I'm Mr. Second Chances. I'm willing to overlook a lot. I want nothing to do with this kid. This is a total scam that this kid tried to portray. Okay, I have no idea if this kid can go 24 hours without placing a bet. Okay, this kid bet on his own team. I don't want this kid near my team, okay, at all. He's not going to play, certainly not for a year minimum. I want nothing to do with this kid. Nothing.
You wouldn't. So if you were a team that is all set at quarterback, whatever, but maybe if you're the Steelers, let's say, and you got an aging quarterback and so on, you wouldn't sign him, make him inactive, get him the help, and with the opportunity to go to camp in 2027, you wouldn't give him that opportunity. I mean, as a free agent deal, it could have all kinds of incentives in it or whatever, and you wouldn't try to rehab a guy that is a first-round talent if you could get him out of his own head. Look at Kayshon Boutte. I mean, Kayshon Boutte admitted he lost $90,000 betting on LSU. He wasn't even suspended. He's playing wide receiver for the New England Patriots. And doing a good job playing wide receiver for the New England Patriots. And he said he was a gambling addict that blew $90,000 when he was at LSU, betting on LSU. So I don't.
This guy was betting on Eastern European tennis. Okay, I want nothing to do with this guy. And I am so pro gambling, it's embarrassing. But if I'm running a team, no, I'll give a second chance to somebody else. Not this guy.
All right.
Nope.
So
want nothing to do with him.
Only takes one. So somebody will take a flyer on him. If he goes, if they have the supplemental, it'll be interesting to see if anybody bids on him. I'll give a 4 for him, whatever, and see if anybody does that.
No, you wouldn't. You're not, because what you give up for him in the supplemental is the pick they take away from you in the regular draft. Nobody's going to give up more than a 6th, probably at best a 7th. And I honestly think he wouldn't get drafted. First off, they haven't had anybody drafted in a supplemental draft in 7 years. They haven't even had one in 3.
Right, but they didn't have anybody that was projected to be a QB2. He would have been QB2 in this draft. Outside of the gambling issue, just talent-wise, he would have been QB2. So we haven't had, since Terrell Pryor, we really haven't had this kind of an athlete in the supplemental. Usually it's a guy that lost his eligibility, that is a marginal player, things like that. From a talent standpoint, somebody's going to blow a pick on him, I think. But if not, I think he's more attractive as a free agent where you can park him, where you could say, look, we're going to take him. But my advice to him would be to say, I'm going to take a year to get straight. I'll see it in April at the draft. Because by April, there'd be some buzz. And now all of a sudden he would be in a draft. They would have time. Because how much time do you have to vet this kid to find out whether or not he is just a piece of crap or whether he's sincerely got an addiction or whatever, And then here's the other issue. According to an article at CBSSports.com, there is a couple of people in the league, talent evaluators in the league, that are questioning whether or not he really loves football. Now, that's a different – that is as damning as anything else. Whether or not he might be Josh Rosen. Whether or not he cares enough about football to do the work that a quarterback in the NFL has to do. He might not really be into it that much. Wow. If you say that about a player, that's as bad as anything.
Tom, I would quit before I would put him on our team in any capacity. I was sitting here thinking if the NFL suspended him for the entire 2026 season and nobody drafted him in the supplemental draft, would I sign him for the bare minimum and have him as a practice squad guy and try to work with him for a year and in theory get to know him, et cetera, et cetera? Maybe, but I'd still probably be inclined to say no.
Okay. All right. Before I let you go, Shinnecock Hills it's gonna be an absolute grind, right?
I was there 8 years ago. Hardest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was one over, right? Koepka was over.
Was he 1 or 2 over? Fleetwood shot the 63 final round, missed the 6-footer for birdie that would have tied it. Koepka parred in over the last 6-7 holes to go back to back. Brutal. And when the wind blows it all, and 3 of the 4 days it's supposed to be like 15 plus miles an hour. Pins that you don't think are unfair turn unfair. Listen, they've only had 3 golfers. This will be the 6th U.S. Open that they've played here. They've only had 3 golfers play 72 holes under par. Yeah. Retief Goosen, Mickelson, who finished second to Retief in 04, and Floyd, I believe, finished 1 under. Pavin won it at either even or 1 over in 95. So I would, if I'm going to place a prop bet, I'm betting over par. My pick is Schauffele for what it's worth. He fits a lot of criteria. First off, he played here in 2018, finished 6th. Top 10 in both majors this year. He's played in 9 previous U.S. Opens. He's top 10 in 7 of them. His worst finish is 14th. So it's a guy who I feel confident he'll make the cut, and I feel confident he'll be sniffing the weekend. And we'll see if he can really sniff the weekend.
All right. So there you go. It's a little bit artificial. They play it as a par 70. It probably should be laid out as a par 71 or 72, which would change. That's 8 shots difference in terms of 2 par.
No doubt.
Play it as a 70. So that means, +1 even, 1 under, 1 over, 2 over, depending on how the wind blows. I'll be interested to see how the Euros do. How does a Rory McIlroy, how do these guys are playing it's a link style course. You got to hit a lot of knockdown shots, things like that. It'll be interesting to see if those guys, Tommy Fleetwood, those guys, whether they shine in this thing or not. But we'll see.
They should. I mean, Lowry should be really good this week. His game, his stats, he should be a contender this week, but the 2 times he's been a contender this year, he's fallen apart like a cheap watch at the end. So We'll see.
I'll give you a flyer, Patrick Reed at 50-1. Just throw that out there at 50-1. All right, man. That was like me taking the Knicks at 3 cents in the prediction market to win the NBA title at the beginning of the playoffs. 3 cents. So it's crazy. All right, man. Appreciate you always.
Did you at any part sell?
Here's what I did. I sold after the Eastern Conference.
Of course you did.
Right. I did. I sold at 33 cents, bought it at 3 cents, sold it at 33 cents. Then before the finals, I bought it back at 36 cents to win it all. It was 83 cents before Game 4, when they were down 29 points. It had crashed all the way to 29 cents during the game. It had gone from 83 cents to 29 cents, and by the end of the game, it was back up to 85 cents, and then I just let it ride, and it paid $1 at the end. So
we're spending all this time talking about the Texas Tech quarterback. Are you sure you don't have an issue or two? I mean, that's some serious gambling right there.
Yeah.
I mean, serious gambling.
Yeah, it was enough to take you out to dinner is all that was. So,
all right.
All right, man. Appreciate you as always. Get better. We love you, and we're praying for you, and you sound a lot better than you did last week, so let's keep on that path.
All right. Thanks for the well wishes, everyone, and take care.
All right. Thank you. That's That's David Moulton. We appreciate him. All right, we get a break. When we come back, Matt, the highly anticipated Matt Rudy will join us next with his preview of the tournament right after this on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
West Virginia blanked Troy 12-0 yesterday to eliminate the Trojans from the College World Series. West Virginia plus 130 today against North Carolina minus 166. Mountaineers will need 2 wins over the Tar Heels to advance. Braves down 3-2 in their game suspended due to rain last night with the Giants. They'll finish that game up this afternoon, and then the Braves will take on the Giants in the regularly scheduled game. Braves another 43 favorite, Giants plus 119 on the money line. The total is 9, shaded to the over. NASCAR Shane Van Gisbergen minus 160 to win the road course race at Naval Base Coronado. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Now is your last chance to pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. I'm Bobby White, encouraging you to hurry in and lock in the same deal that our employees get on over 280 available new Fords. New Bronco Sport started under $28,000. New 25 Broncos starting at under $39,000. Or how about a new 26 Explorer starting at under $36,880? Or 26 F-150 Crew Cab 4x4s, they started under $44,500. And with your good credit, you can get financing as low as 0% for up to 60 months on a brand new Mach-E. Remember, Lynn Layton Ford will never make you pay any dealer dock fees or ridiculous upcharges. This is an opportunity you can't afford to miss. You pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford, in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline indicator, or visit us online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
Your Rocket City Trash Pandas are back home June 16th through the 21st. Promotions include an adult Hawaiian shirt giveaway on the 16th, a youth soccer jersey giveaway on the 18th, plus barbecue weekend and Father's Day close out the homestand the 19th through the 21st. Get your tickets now and learn more about our weekly promos by visiting tptix.com. That's tptix.com.
Let's rock it. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
This segment of the show is brought to you by the Docs at TOC. You know, I'm always talking about these people that I've known and trusted in the Tennessee Valley for over 20 years. Well, my buddy Thom Perkins and the Docs at TOC certainly fit that description. And when my own family has needed an orthopedic specialist, TOC was the only call to make. There is a reason why almost all the schools in the region use TOC, because they are trusted and they provide the kind of care people need. TOC is the orthopedic center. It's right there in the name, and they're right there when you need them.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back. Thom Abraham Show. Got your U.S. Open effective for you. It is U.S. Open Eve. You got until they tee off tomorrow to get me your score. You can go ahead and hit the text window with those, 732-982-7469. Just give me three players, and I'm going to give away a foursome at my home course at Bear Trace at Timms Ford Lake. It's in immaculate condition. It's as good as I've ever seen it, and it's a $320 value for the foursome with carts, and you want to check that out. You can do it. It's an hour south of Nashville. It's an hour north of Huntsville, and it's in Winchester, so it's basically right in the middle of our listening area. Matt Rudy joins us now, the golf writer, does a tremendous job, highly anticipated. We've been talking about him for an hour, but he got jammed up with something in the first hour of the show, so he joins us now, and he's on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. He's on WZZN TV as well. Matt, welcome in. How are you?
I got a lot of pressure on me now. I got to be more entertaining because I missed my window.
Yes, but we didn't want to miss you. I mean, we're going to have you on this because you are a New York guy, I believe, and I would imagine that it's some way, shape, or form. I know it's private out there. You got to play with a member and all that kind of stuff, but I would imagine you have found your way onto Shinnecock at some particular point in time in your career, right?
You know what? Not only have I found my way on there as a player, the first assignment I ever had as a reporter was at Sports Illustrated in 1995, covering the U.S. Open that Corey Pavin won at Shinnecock. So that kind of ages me a little bit, but I do have a long history of both watching and playing that golf course. It's for sure a really cool place. I can tell you though, it is probably the hardest place to get to in North America during a tournament week. So my thoughts and prayers are for the people who are on buses trying to get to the golf course right now.
Yeah, and there'll be 4 million people downtown in the Canyon of Heroes at a parade for the New York Knicks tomorrow too, as well. I don't know how that's gonna work. I know the people from Connecticut, their best bet is to take the ferry, right? Go across the Long Island Sound and take the ferry out to this is pretty far out on Long Island, right?
Yep, it's almost all the way out. And the problem with the ferries and even the buses is you can get kind of within shouting distance, maybe a mile away from the golf course, but that last mile is the one that's really difficult. My buddy Mike Jacobs is a coach, and he teaches Patrick Harrington, and he lives 20 minutes from Shinnecock, and it took him 3 hours to get home last night. So,
oh my gosh,
I guess your mileage may vary, but it's a tough week for the spectators, I think.
Speaking of spectators, are we going to have the ugly American scene out there at all when it comes to Rory and Tommy Fleetwood and some of the other Euros? I mean, I know there's a lot of passion with that, but anytime the tour comes anywhere near New York, it seems like that always becomes an issue.
I think the U.S. Open is the temperature. I think is a little bit different than a regular tour event or a Ryder Cup. I think the weird thing about the Ryder Cup that we just experienced is that the PGA of America, the people who were actually running the event were kind of fomenting a lot of that. They had people on loudspeakers pumping up the crowd like it was halftime at an NBA game. And that's really not the rap at the U.S. Open. I can just in particular, I remember being in LA for the U.S. Open a couple of years ago, and it was almost like a funeral walk through there, and in a good way, right?
I mean, it's LA. I mean, come on.
No, but it was, but I mean, New York is a little different, but the Hamptons are a little bit different than Queens or than New Jersey. So I think it's going to be pretty tame. I think people are going to be exhausted from just getting there. So I think that they're going to be, and I think the one thing that might happen is people might decide to get kicked out because they could leave before the crowds, maybe get home sooner.
Would it be an oversimplification to say that the Euros should be very competitive there? Because if you close your eyes, you got to feel like you're in Ireland or someplace. You got to feel like you're, this is a links style, sandy kind of course with wind blowing all the time and everything else. You'd think those guys that knock the ball down and play that kind of golf maybe have some sort of an advantage.
I think definitely you're going to have to embrace the conditions as opposed to be annoyed by them. The wind is going to blow, from what I understand. So it's looking like there's going to be 25 mile an hour, 30 mile an hour gusts. And if they get the course playing hard and fast, they've widened the fairways on purpose. I think the average fairway is 50 yards wide this year, which is maybe 10 yards wider than the last one they had with the Brooks Koepka one at Shinnecock. And that's direct acknowledgement that you can hit a perfect tee shot, and if it's blowing straight crosswind, the ball's tumbling on really hard fairways, you could wind up in a dead spot just by luck of the draw. And I don't know about you, but I prefer my major championships to be decided by skill and not by luck.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of link style courses either. Even though Bear Trace, which we're giving away for our winner of our contest this week, and my home course has a few link style. We have grouse, we got some link style holes, if you will, but it's also it's on a lake, and so you get trees, and there's a little bit of everything over there.
I know that course. One of my buddies was the architect who is helping do some of the work on it, and he's right there in Nashville, Rodney Cole. And he's showing me some pictures of your spot. I got to come down there and play it.
No, it's a great track, and it's in. We've had biblical rain for about 3 weeks, 2 weeks or so, and leading up to this past week. And man, did that do the course a lot of good. I mean, it really is lush now. It's been absolutely beautiful for sure.
I'll come down and see you. We'll play.
You got to come down and play. This place is. When you look at the scorecard, it looks like, wait a minute, only 394 on the first hole. This is something that these guys could score on. You got a 157-yard par 3 that that Lee Trevino famously dubbed number 11 there, 157-yard par 3. He dubbed it the world's shortest par 5. It's diabolical little hole. So you look for where are these scoring spots, you know what I mean? They've got a 550 or 592-yard par 5, which for these pros is, driver 6-iron, and then they got a 520-yard par 4, so it's kind of crazy when you look at the card. Where are the opportunities where a guy can score?
I think it depends on what you mean by scoring. If it is dry and crispy, I think you could. You might remember the last time the U.S. Open was here, Phil Mickelson hit his ball was still rolling when it was coming off the green, and he whacked it back up on the green because the greens were so crispy, and he was trying to demonstrate his frustration with the conditions. So I think if the conditions are the same as they were during that last U.S. Open, we're looking at a winning score of like 3 or 4 over par. So when you say scoring, I guess I would say the goal here is not even so much to make a lot of birdies; it's to not make doubles. So I think the scoring opportunities are to stay out of there's definitely a notch taller rough that's a little bit, they've gone more to the graduated rough where just off the fairway is not unplayable, but the farther you get toward the rope line, what the USGA has been trying to do is not reward really wild tee shots. And they really started to do this after Bryson just took apart Winged Foot, because he figured out that if you bomb it into the gallery, people are walking around and stepping on the grass, actually being farther offline is even better than being just a little bit offline. So they've tried to accommodate that by making the ropes a little bit further away from the play and making the rough get gradually higher and higher the farther away you get from the fairway. And if the wind blows and they get this 25 or 30 mile an hour wind, the goal is going to be to sort of hang on for dear life, because the last 2 holes in particular are really tough. And I think there's a real potential here to see a car crash coming on the stretch where the winner is not even so much decided by someone hitting a heroic shot. It's by somebody who stayed out of the wreck, kind of like Talladega or something like that. You avoid the big one and you can win the tournament.
Is that, we went through a period of time with the U.S. Open where, you had winners that were guys that, they'd shoot 200 at the U.S. Open and win, and then they'd shoot 200 at the Bob Hope Desert Classic. You know what I mean? That's what they were. The Tim Simpsons of the world, down the middle, keep it straight, keep it out of trouble. From an entertainment standpoint, though, how do you feel about that? I mean, if this is a tournament, we're just looking for, if somebody shoots par, they're going to win the tournament. So we're going to watch this tournament and try and see if somebody can make, 72 pars in 4 days, which obviously isn't going to happen that way. But you know what I mean? Is that one of the reasons we love the Masters is because there's a place where you can make a move, where, you can do something.
Take a risk. You can take a risk.
Do we have that here? Here we're just looking for who can limit the shipwrecks as opposed to who can make a move.
I mean, I can tell you historically, the quality of winner at the U.S. Open is fourth out of the four majors.
Agreed.
If you look at the body of evidence, take every winner of every major championship, say since the Ben Hogan administration, right? If you look at them collectively, their best record is not at the U.S. Open. Take any consensus number one player. You go start with Jack Nicklaus, go to Tiger Woods, and any of these people that we consider to be the dominant player of the era. The U.S. Open is their worst performance out of the four majors, and I think that speaks exactly to what you're talking about, which is this rewards a very particular kind of golf. I do think that in the last few years they've gotten a little bit better at setting it up and rewarding some of the play from the best players and demanding something from every part of a player's game and not just this one particular part. But I do think it's instructive when you look at Scottie Scheffler, who's had an incredibly dominant run over the last 3 or 4 years. It's the one major he hasn't won. So it sort of fits into that same pattern. So if you're asking me, I much prefer to watch any of the other three majors than to watch this one. The one qualification is Shinnecock is truly a beautiful place. So when you're watching it on TV, it does represent well. It's a spectacle to see. I just don't know if the player that wins is going to be the one who's necessarily the most well-rounded player who's got the full game on display.
All right, in our last minute, give our listeners a three-man team because they're all picking three-man team. Give our listeners a three-man team that you would like. Doesn't have to have the winner in it, but it has to have three guys that have reasonable scores.
Sure. Tommy Fleetwood finished second to Koepka at Shinnecock last time they played it here. He just won the FedEx Cup last year. I mean, he's played well in major championships his entire career. Would not be surprising to me if he played well. Matt Fitzpatrick is a great hard golf course player. He's won the U.S. Open. When it gets windy, when the conditions get difficult, he just embraces the grind. I think those are two really good thoughts. And I mean, everybody's been picking Cam Young. He's a New York guy. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of emotional support for him this week. I think if we're leaving out Scotty, who's the favorite, or leaving out Rory, those two guys are kind of the most obvious picks. Those would be the three I'd go with.
And Brooks is in the field.
He is. He's hurt.
He was hurt, but he's in the field. So just have to think about that. I have a flyer in mind. I just like Patrick Reed as a flyer. I mean, that's.
He's a terrific flyer. He played well at the last U.S. Open here, and he might have the best short game of anybody in the field. Which I don't think people really think about that when they think of Patrick Reed, but that's a guy who can really, when it gets crispy and difficult, and they've got these really steep green surrounds where you've got to play clever shots and bump them into the hill and things like that. He is a magician at those. I mean, he's not the most popular guy, but this is definitely a setup that works well for him.
He's got the clutch dream, though. He's got he's got the right mentality, to get it done. Matt Rudy has been our guest.
And he's got plenty of money too, so he's not worried about making a cut.
He's had plenty of time off too. He's been rested, ready to go. So, all right, man. Well, we appreciate you as always, Matt. Great stuff, and we look forward to chatting again.
You bet. Thanks.
Thank you, Matt Rudy. All right, we get to break in and wrap it up next, right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com. Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Hey golfers, Huntsville has a new place to play golf. The newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue in Huntsville is The Golfus. For a limited time, you can grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month. That's right, play every day for just $99 a month. Check it out. All the details are on thegolfus.com. That's The Golfus. 2 locations in Huntsville and coming soon to Madison.
Cummins has kept the world running for more than 100 years. Since their founding in 1919, Cummins has been dedicated to leading the charge towards a future with smarter, cleaner power. Cummins sales and service locations are right where you need them when you need your engine or generator set service. And now, Cummins has a new Huntsville branch. They're located on Highway 31 in Tanner, just north of Calhoun College. Cummins expert technicians will keep you up and running. Call them at 205-808-2210.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
WASP Asset Software, delivered by our Next Level software team, helps you track every asset with ease, giving you total visibility over your tools, equipment, and IT assets from everywhere.
With WASP, our customers have reduced loss, improved accountability, and saved hours of tracking down what they own and where it is.
This is proven technology, and I urge you to ask about it.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the Tom Abraham Show is brought to you by Ross Roberts and his team at Valley Equipment Rental, and they have a brand new product for you. If you happen to be standing on a concrete or tile floor, Valley Equipment has the exact machine for you. Now, whether it's new construction or daily work environments or an area that's been neglected for far too long, the Valley Equipment team of experienced professionals can help you get the right floor scrubber or sweeper for your needs. Call Valley Equipment and ask them for more details on how they can help you out today. Welcome back to Tom Abraham Show. So, John, how much time do we have left on the clock?
I would say like a minute.
Okay,
2
I got
minutes
something.
max.
All right, I got something. You got to try and get this in before the music fires. I don't know if you saw this or not. This is fantastic. We have all of these visitors here, obviously from all around the world that are here to take in the World Cup and so on. And there is a video floating around. I don't know if you've seen this of a visitor from France who is experiencing Buc-ee's for the first time. All right, and he came to Buc-ee's, and you gotta hear this guy talking about Buc-ee's. Let me see if I can get this for you.
But that's a lie. A gas station has a sad sandwich and a coffee machine that never works. This place has 120 pumps. 120. Why? Are you refueling the US Air Force? Are you preparing for an alien invasion? That's terrifying. And the mascot is a beaver in a baseball cap. I saw grown men taking photos with a statue of a rodent. In France, we have revolutions. In the US, you bow down to a squirrel on steroids. And inside, the aggression. A man with a knife screaming, fresh breed brisket on the board. Sir, calm down. I just want sparkling water. Don't kill me. But I have a problem. I wanted to hate it. I wanted to be the superior Frenchman snob. But then I ate the beaver nuggets. I don't know what is in them. I think it's sugar, butter, and pure methamphetamine. I ate one, then I had the whole bag in the parking lot like a wild animal. And the toilets, I have to admit it, but they are nicer than my apartment. You could eat the brisket off the floor in the bathroom. It's cleaner than the hospital. So I have failed. I came to judge and I stayed for the snacks. I don't have the hat, but in my heart, I am wearing the hat. God bless the beaver.
100.
The Bucky's Nuggets. I failed. Oh, it's outstanding. All right, have a great day.
When you're craving a juicy